Yo, what's good? Welcome back to another video. We just finished the finale of Invincible. That shit was crazy. I don't even know, like, bro. I don't even have words, bro. That shit was so insane. What are your thoughts on this final episode, bro?
Action packed. Action packed. That's what I'll say. Very entertaining because of the action. A lot of moments like if we're not gonna get into spoilers right now,
Now let's get into
he
spoilers. Let's go all out.
running
Let's go
into
all out.
full
Spoilers.
spoilers.
Full
Okay.
spoilers.
So let's go from the start actually. Let's go from the start.
Alright.
Okay, Conquest, Battle of Mark.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, I was feeling so bad just to see the fight. I was looking at comic panels. I was like, this fight was very highly anticipated.
So Conquest and Mark have a crazy battle in the city. Um
The,
yeah, just
the animation was fire.
it was good smoke effects, good like impact.
The hair,
Like
like
the
Mark's
way
hair was like moving, like bro, like
yeah.
I was literally going back to like people were complaining about the animation the whole season, but I was like, yo, okay, they really put the budget into this last episode.
Very well done.
It's yeah, bro, every punch you feel it, everything you feel it. It's bro, it had me at the edge of my seat. I was screaming, I was running around the house, bro. Like if we could react to that shit live, I would have because it was just such a beautiful episode, such a beautiful end to the
Yeah.
show. Um,
Yeah.
I did. Oh, bro, you always left wanting more. So I was like, bro, I want more. I need to see more. But can't complain, bro. It was a
Yeah.
satisfying ending. They set up a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So boom, Oliver pulls up, gets saved by Mark. Oliver's teeth gets absolutely punched out. So he learns at an early age what it's like to be a hero. And he learns it the hard way. Just like every hero learns what it's like to be a hero. Um, and Mark pulls up. They have a fight. Conquest ends up. Then there's another fight after that where like they go to a whole different part of the world. They
Yeah, to a
actually
different
land in a
country. Yeah.
different country. There's a similar scene to where in the first season where Omni-Man, has Mark's head and he's holding it there and complains about, pulling up. It,
I literally said that. I was like, yo, this reminds me of when Omni Man just killed all those people with Mark's face, bro, through the train,
yeah.
sure,
Yo,
through the
so like
subway.
Mark's getting traumatized at the same time. Like this is like, I mean, multiple levels, but yeah,
Every episode, bro. Every episode is traumatized.
yeah, bro, yeah.
It,
But
it was it
it's
was like
you
this
can see that.
weighing it was like this weighing thing of like, yo, when he's Mark keeps snapping and going back to normal and snapping. It was like, bro, I was genuinely like,
Mm,
damn, this guy's losing his entire mind, bro, and he's becoming this whole different character. Like it's yo, and you feel it like
I feel like a whole different. He's changing, but it's like the whole different character would be the Marks from the whole other universes. This is like
yeah,
you just hope that he doesn't let
end
all the
up like
shit
one
get
of
to his
those
head
guys.
and become like them and become like his father. You just hope that so you can just hope that like when you just learn that sometimes you have to take out, sometimes you have to kill the bad guys because they're just gonna kill endless people. Um, and yeah, that's what he's learned. And I don't think it'll turn him into, there's a reason that our Mark is special.
Yeah,
Debbie, all that. But
he's
yeah, so they
different.
have another fight. Similar sequence there, similar trauma. Although this is like crazy because Conquest is like flying along with Mark on the beach, and it's like 1 minute people are just chilling on the beach, and it's like feels like a disaster movie. You almost like put in the shoes of these people on the beach, which is what Invincible does a lot. They really put you in the shoes of the people on the ground, and uh, and then yeah,
Like that
just one
Powerplex
thing,
episode,
boom,
where you see you
and
see
yeah,
the you see the entire like thing where Omni Man and Mark fought, and from normal people's perspective, and how it can literally how it's affecting the regular people, and it's nice to see that
yeah,
perspective as well
like
because you don't
people's
often see
whole
that
like
in these types of
lives.
shows.
Yeah, bro, yeah, bro, and people that's happening all the time in these like big battles and shit. So it's cool that they put an emphasis on that. It's like it's sad. It's very sad. Right? It's very sad. Like I don't lie. Like it just like adds another layer to the show when they emphasize in slow motion these scenes. for a split second, it's just like, boom, these people's arms just got fucking ripped off, and you don't see them again, and but you are left to ponder, like, fuck, they just on the beach, like, like,
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, bro, it's like good, very good directing, very good
Yeah.
storyboarding. It really puts you in the shoes of the victims, the innocent people, and that's why it's good that they had that Power Flex episode. But
Why
yeah.
does Invincible get to live when millions have
Why does he get
died?
away?
He can't keep getting away with this.
Bro, that's
Bro.
also the animation ain't the best at times, but
The
like
story makes up for
storyboarding's
it.
good,
It makes up for
the
it.
writing is good, and that's what keeps us hooked, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I don't care, bro. I don't. The animation wasn't so bad to me to where it was affecting my investment in the show and me actually feeling like
Calm
I was
down.
engaged and actually
Not
there.
all the
Like
time.
you still feel very immersed in the show, no matter.
Yeah.
Bro, people were
Yeah.
complaining so much about Conquest's voice. That bro, people are still saying I don't know about Conquest's voice, bro. When people only heard like 30 seconds to a minute of this man's dialogue, people were like, bro, I wanted it to be Josh Brolin. I'm like, bro, like give it a chance.
Yeah, I
Give it
see
a
nothing
chance.
wrong with Conker's voice.
Absolutely nothing wrong.
Um,
It was good.
what's
I
that?
liked the
That
performance.
line?
I loved the
I
performance.
am a victim
Yo.
of my own. Oh, well, that's not how he
Of
sounds.
my own success.
Yeah, that's not. That's not how he sounded.
I'm
either.
so alone. I've been alone for years. It gave me
Bro,
Omni-Man
that was
vibes
good.
of when Omni-Man had Mark on that mountain and he was just like talking to him saying, "What will you have 500 million
Yeah.
years from now?" Now I have my gripes with certain things that happened in the season. I felt like a lot of things in the season were rushed. I felt like they skipped over a lot of things. They could have spent more
You know what
time on
was a
certain
rush
things.
thing?
What?
Even Mark's relationship felt
Very rushed.
weird
Very
at
rushed.
first.
Very
It's like,
rushed to a point where I almost wasn't feeling it, as much as
No,
I was
I
in
wasn't.
earlier
No,
seasons.
I felt it for a little bit, but I
Yeah.
wasn't like, bruh, I swear Kate and Rex had less screen time, but their relationship felt
More organic.
way more like
Organic.
and real, and I don't know,
And flushed
chemistry.
out, yeah.
They had more chemistry.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like they tried with even Mark, but it just wasn't working at the start. I
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they addressed those issues. They went into like they also felt like it was fast. They talked about like how it felt rushed, how they might be moving too fast. Because they literally were gonna move in
Oh, yeah.
together. It was addressed in the show, so it's not like it was a
No,
thing
but
where
then,
even
no, when it comes to the chemistry,
Yeah.
there's just like it just doesn't feel the same as a Rex and Kate. Like Rex and Kate, I swear, had less screen time,
Yeah.
but their chemistry just felt better. It felt more organic. It felt more like lively.
Yeah.
Mark and Eve felt very bland.
very planned, very rushed.
For a lot for a lot of episodes.
Yeah.
Like it felt like I'm.
But one thing I must say is by the end, it was a cycle thing of like Mark effing up. He's like, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. And Eve's like, you can. It's okay. We here for you. We meant to be helping you. We meant to support. And he's just like feeling like the whole world's on his shoulders. It was that
Yeah,
cycle.
that was it.
It was a continuous
Yeah.
cycle. But by the one thing I can say is by the end of the season, you feel the relationship because they've been through all these things together now. When
Yeah.
in season 2, there wasn't as much screen time where they were going through stuff together. And I did enjoy that. I did enjoy that.
I didn't think they were gonna. I genuinely thought he was gonna be with Amber, like
For longer.
forever.
Yeah.
Forever. Boom, Mark's in trouble, can't remember shit, right? But he's definitely about to die. Eve shows up, saves him, puts on this suit because that's what she can do.
Yeah. Iron Man type shit.
Suit ends up. Yup.
Gives me Green Lantern vibes a little bit.
Yeah, no, he is big Green
Yeah,
Lantern.
Lantern
Absolutely
vibes.
Green Lantern,
Yeah.
yeah. Pink Lantern.
Pink
I
Lantern.
think, yeah, anyway. So, boom, armor pieces gets destroyed one by one. Conquest is she, until there's no armor left. Yeah, like what you would think happens. They don't sugarcoat it. It happens. It just fucking happens.
It's
No one-
realistic. It gets to the point, Boom, she's clearly no match for this man, Conquest. He's
Really
slapping
no
through
match.
all of her force fields. He's clapping the force
Slapping
fields
through
away.
everything.
And when she was like in the
Yep.
episode earlier, I might be the only one who can stop him. And then you see this man just running through her like it's a joke. And even my cousin was watching it with me. He was like, bro, if this man touches Eve, it's over. If he grabs her, it's wraps. And I was like, bro, 100%. 100%. And he
Right,
just kept
yo, bro, yo, dog. Yeah, so,
And he just kept coming.
I mean,
She
you can
she
just,
was still woozy from the hospital, right? She didn't even eat or nothing. She just came out the hospital, right? Not like she really needs food, but she was weak and stuff. Just came out the hospital, woozy, throwing absolute everything she can at this guy, and he's just walking forward. And we were like, yo, she's low-key dogging, hitting this man with hammers left, right, and center. And
but there was no hope.
there was no hope, bro. This man kept coming back like a cockroach, bro. Like an absolute cockroach. Mark is to the side. Mark is gotten beaten to an absolute pulp. Like bro broke Mark's leg
His
so
fucking
badly.
leg.
Mark's bone was sticking out his leg. Whew. I was so happy
Bro,
when
they
Eve
really
saved him.
know how to, they know how to, show the correct part where it's like, will get to you, even though it's animation.
Yeah,
Because he's hitting his leg like this.
yeah,
That'll get to you. When they took Eve's leg and they broke her shin, that will get to you. Like, they know how to.
yeah. How to pull
Mark's
on your.
hand, when Mark was punching him and then Conquest grabbed his hand and fucking squeezed it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah.
I'm good. Anyway, so boom. What happens? Eve gets absolutely yo, like I should have been off.
But why are we laughing? We're laughing because she's okay. But like, damn, man. Damn, man. I
Yeah,
was
no,
on
we
the
laughing
floor,
because
on my
she's got like
knees. I was on my knees begging, bro.
yeah, no,
Begging.
no, no, we weren't laughing when it happened, but
Yeah,
she's basically like divine at this point. Like
yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like she'll be healed from anything. She can
yeah,
reconstruct her own body.
yeah.
She says that she can recon. We can talk about that a little bit, but
Yeah, we
yeah.
didn't know.
Anyway,
We obviously had no idea. And Conquest is just ripping through. Mark is done for. Absolutely done for. This man is ripping through everything. She's throwing everything she got. He's like, you getting tired. He notices her getting fatigued. She's like, I'm tired of you. I like all those quips, bro. The quips were funny. Bro was like,
yeah,
cute. That nigga Conquest, bro. He's Thanos on steroids. He's Thanos on
yeah,
steroids. Like that man just gets pleasure out of blood, of killing, of smashing, of like eating. Like bro said, I will eat your heart to Oliver, bro. I will rip you apart and eat your heart. Like these Voltrumites don't fuck
bro.
around. These Voltrumites do not fuck around. Especially him.
So boom, pops her. Absolutely, I didn't expect how hard he hit it. That's also why I'm laughing. Like he absolutely, like I
Her
didn't
face
expect that.
her face
I
was
was
like smashed.
I did
Absolutely
not like that
smashed.
song. Yeah, no, they hit the heartstrings with that one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So boom gets moved like popped in the face, and then gets Yamcha basically
Bro,
through the
literal
sun.
arm, literal through her body. Bah.
Yeah,
Guts, organs, everything flying out. Boom, she's done. We like, Eve, no. Bro, not Eve. And he was probably gonna go finish her off, and then bro still licked the blood off of his hands, and he was like, yo, but I like, dog, that shit had me quivering in my seat, bro. I was like,
bro.
damn.
Yeah, so
And
she
I
gets
still,
Yamcha.
and I still didn't
Mark
believe that,
sees
bro, because
that.
I was like, bro, there's no way Eve's alive in the comics. Like, she's still there for a while, you know. I was like, really, bro? But we know shit happens differently here in the show, so I was really thought it was
What I
raps.
thought, yeah, yeah, until they reveal. So after Mark eventually, right? So they reveal that when Eve was in the womb, they put limiters on her powers or some shit, right? Someone put fucking limiters on her powers, so she can't access, so she can't conjure living things. Is basically what she said. I think what she said, and what that means is she also can't conjure like her body back together, right? Like right now, because that's like living. It's living, right?
Yeah.
But with that unlocked, so I guess when our body's put through immense trauma, it like unlocks that part, and she's allowed to manipulate, I guess, life.
It's like she got jailbroken,
Fucking,
basically.
yeah, she got rooted, yeah,
Chopped.
she got unlocked, chipped. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
power was
basically.
always there. It just wasn't. It
Yeah,
just
nah,
wasn't
it was always
usable.
there. It just needed to be unlocked. So now
Yeah.
we know Eve's basically, and who knows? Hopefully she learned how to control that shit. That
Yeah.
obviously. She's probably like low-key scared of it, because it's like super powerful. She doesn't know what it's capable of, which is why she hasn't started, trying to control it. But yeah, hopefully we see that. Hopefully we see that. So boom, Mark gets his hand broken. Mark thinks Eve's dead. Starts, beating down on Conquest.
Bro, he
Conquest
went so
obviously
well. Can we talk
becomes
about
a
how crazy he went, bro? He went so crazy, and I was like, Mark, kill this nigga, bro. Kill this
oh
nigga, bro.
yeah.
Like, and my cousin was like, Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan. I was like, bro, dog. Feels like
Oh,
it.
that's when he fucking squeezed his hand. Eh?
Boom. Absolutely smashed his hand. His wrist bone came through his hand. Whew. I want to see how that panel looks in the comics, because in the comics it's way more detailed. Like the panels are way more gruesome.
Yeah.
But the show does justice. I won't lie.
Damn. And yeah, then Eve becomes atomic, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Conquest,
Complete.
Conquest somehow, bro, ends up beating Mark to an absolute pulp. Has him laying on the ground like Omni Man had him in season one at the end of season one, and he's just
Yep.
beating it into him. And then he starts pouring out all these emotions, bro. And you start to see the real Conquest, right? You start to understand the character a little bit more. Why he is the way he is, kind of like we did with Omni Man, end of season one, beginning of season two, where you learn like, okay, these
Yeah.
these people shut out their emotions because they kind of have to. But deep down, they're humans. Like he's a hypocrite. He's dogging on Mark for the same thing he just confessed to Mark. I'm alone. I've been alone for so many years. I've been isolated. None of the Voltrumites even they all scared of me. Like he was literally like they all fear me. They didn't even give me a real name. That's how much they don't see me as human, even though they're Voltrumites.
It's interesting because they it's like, you know, can they change? Is it too late for Conquest to change? If he wanted to change, we should. It's like, should we treat him like Omni Man, or should he be thrown into a black hole? It's like these. This is what, you could argue that no, Conquest should be thrown into the black hole,
Yeah.
right? But that's what this season has been about, and obviously Conquest should fucking die, right? He should obviously die.
No cap.
He,
Spit on that
I
nigga's
think
grave.
I
Roll
think it
that
was
roll that nigga up and smoke him like a spliff,
yeah,
bro.
smoke,
Spit on
yeah,
his
for sure.
grave.
I thought it was weird that they gave him that they started like it made sense because in his eyes, like it makes sense in the story in the universe because in Conquest's eyes, he's about to kill Mark. Why not just tell this another Voltramite what I'm feeling inside? I never tell anybody this, and I haven't
Anybody.
for thousands of years.
You're
Why?
gonna take this with you to the grave. He said
Yeah,
some shit like that.
yeah. So it's actually like super random. We're not actually, it's just a look into this thousands of, this very fucked up man that's thousands of years old. Doesn't actually matter. You should die, though. I understand it. I understand it, and I don't mind it. I just did think it was a bit weird.
Yeah.
I just think it was a bit weird how they tried to like, what's the word?
Humanize him a little. Humanize him.
Humanize him. So he gets basically fucking lasered up. At, I thought he was gonna be atomized, bro. Like I
Yeah.
thought he was done for dog.
Yeah. Me
But
too. I thought he was done. I think everyone thought it was over. Like we were like,
yeah,
bruh, he's
yeah,
done.
yeah, he's done.
Yeah.
It did, like, burn his skin off. Though. That's what it did do.
Yeah.
And damage it a lot, which is useful for Mark to come in and just bash his face in, with Mark's own face. So
The
that's
thing is,
that was
Conquest was slipping up, bro. He was playing around too much. He was toying with Mark, and I think he let his guard down.
yeah.
Honestly, I think he let his guard down, and Mark showed him, bro. And I was just like, Mark, again,
Hold on.
again. And when
What
he
do you
was,
think about this, bro? What do you think about this? What do you think about this? A part of Conquest wanted Mark to kill him.
I, just like Immortal, the future King Immortal.
A part of Conquest. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. If it's a big part. I don't know how big
Bro,
of a part that
bro, the
is.
themes are the same. All these niggas that lived thousands and thousands of years. Immortal was saying the exact same thing to Mark. I'm lonely. I've lived for thousands of years. Like,
Yeah.
kill me. Actually,
But
kill
on
me.
top of, but on top of like they've sent me out for conquest
Yeah.
and this is I don't have an identity. My identity is my job. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's like what is my existence? I've just accepted my existence. Even when Mark was like, what is your last words? He said, I take the good with the bad. Like I take he's coming to accept this identity. And I don't think he minds dying on that beach. I really
Nah.
don't think so.
And he's not even dead, bro. That nigga's coming back. Like,
Oh,
he's not even dead. That's the weird.
I think, bro, I think that man's gonna rat.
You think he's gonna?
I think, I think he's gonna rat, bro.
I think he's
On
in
the
a rat
open
as
line,
well.
bro.
I think he's in a rat as well.
Yeah.
I really just, bruh, it's gonna be interesting to see when Mark finds out that nigga's still alive, bruh. What is Mark gonna do to Cecil? Like, Cecil, why, bro? I feel you, Cecil. I feel you, but, bro, the conquest of all people? Like, come on.
It's raps for Cecil, bro. Because Cecil is playing dangerous games.
Yeah. Mark went from being like, oh, these bad guys, they bad guys forever. Let's lock them up. Let's keep them away. They should stay in this place forever. To I will remove you from this planet. I'll remove you from this existence if you pose a threat to anyone's life, to anyone that I love,
Anyone
to
that I care about, anyone that, yeah.
literally, bro. So things are gonna get heavy, even heavier in season 4. And I look forward to seeing a lot of characters return. I look forward to seeing Powerplex return, but I really fuck with that character. Like, he's literally losing it. He's losing it. We saw he's losing. But when he was
Also Invincible.
when he was smashing Conquest's head with his, and he was just over and over and over and over, I was like, damn, this is like Angstrom on steroids, bro. The Angstrom thing doesn't really make sense to me. Like you were mad at Mark for what, killing his family or killing his child or something in front of him. I can't really remember what happened that made Angstrom become evil, but it was Sinister Mark that ended up causing Angstrom to become evil, right, in his universe. And then he goes after the only good Mark that there is. Alright, granted he doesn't know it's the good Mark. Maybe he still doesn't know. But then he teams up with Sinister Mark, the guy who literally made him, the guy who he actually wants dead. Like the main guy. I don't get that.
Yeah, that's a good, yeah.
And then he goes after the good Mark, who's like, everyone's safe in the universe. You can clearly see the world isn't being overrun by Mark and the Voltrum Empire. But you teaming up with Sinister Mark, I don't get that. I don't get a lot of Angstrom's motivations. A lot of it seems stupid to me at certain points. But yeah, bro, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
What is his end goal is to destroy everything our Mark loves.
Yeah, basically torture Mark to experience what he experienced, basically, right?
And Mark also turned him into that. Don't remember that though. Don't remember.
Sinister Mark, though. Like, not this Mark.
No. It was our Mark, I think.
No, it wasn't. Angstrom isn't from this universe, bro. Angstrom.
No. But when Mark was in Angstrom's universe.
Yeah, he was in that Mueller twins, that machine that merged like all of the angstroms from all the universes, pain and trauma into his brain. That's why his head is like massive and shit.
Yeah.
So maybe
And that
that's
was Mark's
why.
fault, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was, yeah. But then again, it's like, okay, I understand.
Mark was trying to
Save him.
Angstrom was like, no, don't touch that thing or something.
Yeah.
And then Mark did it anyway.
Bro, but okay, okay, I can see. Okay, every single angstrom's pain and trauma is merged into one head. Your head's not gonna be right. You just know Mark. I hate Mark.
Oh, that's
Let's
the
make
thing.
Mark suffer. And then maybe in his eyes, he
It's
sees
all
Mark.
of these angstroms. It's all of these
All of his
angstroms.
angst.
All of these. Yeah.
Like imagine Mark. Imagine that happened to our Mark. He would probably turn evil as fuck. You'd probably
But
be.
what? Okay, so but you make a good point because he teams up with his universe's Mark and then wants to come after the Mark that did that to him, but he's still a good Mark and can't just talk it out. What is his end goal? What the bro? What does Angstrom actually want to achieve? Like genuinely, what does Angstrom actually want to
I
achieve?
can't lie. I really felt like they're dragging this angstrom shit, and it was pissing me off.
I like Angstrom because I like because it's always cool to have a character that can open portals to other universes. That's
And he
cool.
brings out an aspect of Mark that we've never seen before. He brings out a Mark we've never seen. He's the reason we have this Mark that kills. He's the reason we have this Mark that
Oh,
has these moral dilemmas.
true. Oh yeah, because of what he did to Debbie and Oliver.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, no, that's a big thing. That's still mentioned almost every episode.
Yeah, Mark mentioned it now. Like literally, he was like, he almost killed you and mom.
That is literally still like in the air, bro.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
almost every episode.
yeah.
So yeah, these are. What the fuck is Angstrom doing?
Angstrom is Kanye West on steroids, bruh.
What is his problem? Like,
Bro.
did his family like get killed by this Mark?
No,
Bro,
no.
You teaming up.
But it might be a similar thing. It might be a Powerplex type of thing, you know, where, oh, he's the reason all these people died. He's the reason Omni-Man did. Like, you know, he's working with
No,
Omni-Man.
the hour Mark though, because he's the only good Mark. Like, is that why? So he actually wants to like because he knows he's the only good Mark. He wants to ruin his life. Is that?
I don't know, but to me it seems like he thinks all marks are just the same in his mind, you know? But again, like these questions need to be answered.
He's torturing the fucking family.
These questions need to be answered, bruh. Like this man thinks he's doing good, but it's I don't know. It needs to be answered,
That's
bruh.
like weird. Like,
It is weird, but I feel like that about a lot. I mean, the Angstrom thing doesn't really make sense to me, but I also feel like that about a lot of things in the season where it felt dragged on, man, and they're still dragging shit into season 4, where it's like, bro, we could close out certain storylines and continue with the main. Let's get back to the meat and bones of the story, alright, and stop faffing around with Angstrom. Stop faffing around with them. Like, okay, finally the Mauler twins are gone, but those niggas were. Why were the Mauler twins like always doing some bullshit as well?
so Angstrom's kind of like a mini boss before the Voltramite War, is what you're saying.
Kind of, bro. But then there's Powerplex. Then there's a couple other characters. Then we see that Red Brew at the end in the post-credit scene. That man's he appeared as well in earlier. Wasn't he that guy that was the detective? He had that like hat on. He was helping Cecil in season 1 to uncover Omni-Man.
No, it's not it. I swear that guy was bigger and taller.
Dog. That. Yeah, I don't know if it's the same guy, but it's interesting because it looks like someone we've seen before, and even the way that they had that post-credit scene pop up, it was like, oh, this guy's back. I was like, oh, this guy's back, and now I only remembered, oh, wasn't he helping out Cecil?
I like the shit they're teasing. I think it's cool that we get to see not only these Mars creatures, but that fucking thing being summoned, Cecil capturing. There's so much that can happen in between now and.
Bro, that mole guy, even that shit was like, bro, like the mole guy back again, doing this shit again, like, it's plot devices, man. It's plot devices.
This show always, has these crazy villains for a whole episode, and it's like, but we have 3-4 episodes left of the season. What the fuck are you doing this villain of the week type shit?
And that's how I felt. And that's how I felt about Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, because it was a similar thing where they're building up all these characters, but it's okay to be happening in season 1, but then you're in season 3, and it's like, bro, we're still just going on with these unclosed storylines, and there's so much. We barely saw Nolan, like this whole season, and I was a little bit annoyed about that. I won't lie.
I wanted to see him in the finale, but when they didn't show him, makes sense. It's like there was
They
no
have
time.
time to they have time to explore. There's no rush. You know, we don't like when things are rushed, so we shouldn't complain when
Yeah,
things
and
are
you
being
don't
taken
want the
slow.
episode to. They probably did try to show some scene of Nolan, but they probably tested it and they were like, "Nah, this isn't like fitting
Yeah.
in the pace of the episode. The pacing isn't like." So we'd rather take this Nolan cameo out or whatever the fuck. It's not
Yeah.
necessary. Not playing any part to any because it really isn't. Like we don't really need to see. It would be cool. It would have been cool to see at the end, like even just a few seconds of where they what they're doing, where they're going, Nolan and what's it, Alan.
Hmm.
Just like what they're doing, because like
Yeah.
where the fuck are they? They just escaped on the ship, and
Yeah.
so that would have been cool. But like,
But they want us to watch season 4. They want us to be intrigued. They want us to check out the trailer when it comes out, to watch all the teasers. They want to keep us invested, you know?
and we're going to watch
We're gonna 100%, and we'll be covering it, bro. When the next season comes out, whoa, we must cover like every episode. That'll be fire.
it's
I think we can close out the video here, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I think so too, right? That yo, good episode, bro.
Good
Good
episode,
episode. Worth
good
watching.
season. It was an invincible season, bro. It meted every expectation. Things were a little bit rushed. Things were a little bit dragged out, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
If
it.
the craziest thing in the last episode was I mean the last season was that woman fighting Mark. Conquest v Mark definitely topped that. Crazy fights, good character writing. Um, yeah, just some rush, some things were rushed. You know, Mark and Eve.
Where
You
would
know,
you rank? Where would you rank these seasons, bro? Ranking season 1, 2,
this
3.
yeah. So yeah, that's a
Where would
good
you rank
question.
season 3?
Let's rank. So I would give this season a solid like I want to say 8.4, 8.5, but I also want to say like 8 or
Yeah.
7.9 because it was just lacking. Maybe even a 7.8, like realistically. Maybe even a little bit lower, just because it was lacking in some like areas that I felt like it could have done a bit better. But other than that, it's just good. 7.8 is good.
For me, I would probably rank this season like a 8.5. Uh,
Uh,
yeah, I enjoyed it, bro. I was hyped every Thursday. I was hyped to see that Invincible episode. I'm gonna miss it.
yeah. Nah, for sure, bro. Yo, thank God for Invincible. Thank you for watching.
I've been your boy Rocky. This is Andrew. Go check out his channel. Subscribe to him. Link will be in the description. Appreciate you, bro, for being on the channel and shit. You know what it is.
Appreciate you, bro. It's been sick. Thank you for having me, bro.
Alright. Check you guys in the next one. Peace out.